Well, this is it. All or nothing. We're going to the final distance here with Sentinels versus Loud, and Haven is the map of choice as well. And there was some stern words on the analyst desk, honestly, some bold takes in terms of there's no way that Loud can take this map, but I think it's a different case, to be honest. You've got the double threat with this Loud team. The new addition of Luke Show, and we saw it in action, to be honest. He essentially fixed the calling for them, I think, with just how much he was playing, taking advantage of space, I suppose, on the lurks on their attack side. Now, Loud aren't starting on their attack side, they're starting on the defense, but they have an even different approach to that. We've seen it succeed in the past. It's Dijajin, and as soon as they get an op into his hands, he can take over.
Yeah, he's a menace. And even his rifling has just been phenomenal. You saw the analyst desk breaking down the stat head-to-head of him versus Zekken. I mean, I'm taking Zekken most of the time in a head-to-head against almost anybody in Americas. But Dijajin, especially on Lotus, what a monster.
Yeah.
He was putting up outrageous performances here. We saw Sentinels come out with an easy victory over EG. They just looked superb with this slight shift up of the roles. With John QD picking up the breach, Narrate playing Sova. Hadn't seen very much of that at all. And the Zek and Neon. But they've got to now showcase that they can do it against a team full of shooters. And a game where they're live as well. I mean, Dijajin and Luke Show in particular are putting up outrageous performances here. And I think there's no reason to suspect that they'll slow it down.
No. It's for a Loud squad that is just hunting for their first win. For Sentinels, different stakes. A win here will lock them into playoffs within that top 4. For Loud, there's weird mathematics going on in the background. We're not even going to discuss the possibility of them making playoffs because it gets strange at this point.
Yeah.
Just know that they're out here to ruin Sentinel's day.
Yeah, yes. And of course, they'd love to have their fate somewhat in their own hands and pull off some kind of recovery. So let's have a look at here on Haven. What kind of momentum do they get off to early on? Sentinels with an attack round that looks like they want to set up for a C-split. Just checking out to see if there's that classic mid-push on the pistol from the defenders.
Luke Show's ahead of this one, and it is cleared in time. Instant with it, and that's going to be the stun to lay it down. Zelsis dropped in a moment's notice, and a quick pivot and away. Dijajin's just trying to scurry towards the back of the site, and hopefully the defense at least arriving in time to try and supplement this one, and guns in hand. Making sure to really put an end to all of this one. The rate. How the hell are you going to try and pave away to victory? There's no possible way. He's got 70 health still left, alive with 4 bullets left and remaining. 2 players out wide into the open. Oh my God, this is getting messy.
1 HP. He should never have had a chance in this.
1 HP and a bloody dream with Loud. Health advantage, player advantage. Spike drop down into the middle of nowhere as long as they double up here. And with that discipline, yeah. Sails away into the sunset with that pistol round win. Good beginnings here for Loud.
So confident on this pistol. Luke Show's tucked into the corner, manages to pick up one because his mechanics are amazing, and then Dijajin flies through the smoke over towards garage window. I mean, look at him, he's in. Off the back with the stun as well. Immediately collects Zelsis and manages to scurry his way back into the backside of C. Narrate's had a hell of a game, by the way. If you want to take a look at an individual on the Sentinel side of things, he's played amazingly map 1 and 2. This is what the SEN fan base was waiting for. When is this guy going to activate? We were talking about, oh, maybe he just needs one big match. Well, he's having a great game today. It's just that Dijajin and Luke Show are untouchable.
I'm out of here.
Pretty standard game plan that's going to be occurring here from Sentinels. Grab the orb, see if you can get a plant down on top of it. Maybe you can lay claim. So a couple of lives in through the back of the side, but Loud trying to play this one safe now. They're going to be regrouping. Trying to play with a gun advantage. Sentinels, they have anything else up their sleeves? They're all grouped up towards the back of the side here. That's a big reveal. Spawn all sorts of them. Util is going to have to be expended here, but a shot darts, rebounding, ricocheting, and here comes the classics, and here comes the side swing of Zelsis. Straight bullets though, straight through the wall. Will be that answer back from Loud, but this is getting more than messy. This is getting downright dangerous. Drone up and over towards the top. Has to be that exit out of this one. Dart over and around. The timing to be avoiding, and a bit of spam into the back. You're out of bullets. Mankata is barely alive. And in through the back, there's no surviving, surely. Mankata! No long for the world.
What a swarm from Sentinels. They do it again. Picking up round 2 and looking great with it. There are certain teams that look like they put a lot of focus and attention in making these rounds winnable. And SEN, they're turning me into a believer that they are one of them.
1 enemy remaining.
taking every opportunity, threatening from many different angles. The push up through garage window was crucial. The reflank through garage at the end, also crucial from John. There it is, the pop off from the shock dart kill too. I like this idea. It's a really good idea on an eco. You hide from a recon dart, you get yourself in.
Potentially seeing it though, that's going to be that wow, at least the stun coming through. Held down the line, Sentinels. They got the guns this time. Baiting into the corner, Djazine, he's hoping, oh, yeah. Got to be an indicator issue there. Maybe just stepping into the aftershock, he was hoping that they would just not look at him.
Yeah, I don't think there was too much more that he could have done in that situation. He's just got to tuck and hope. Cleanly dealt with by SEN. Because that's a play we've seen from quite a lot of teams on these Haven Eco rounds. I think I've yet to see it work actually in a match, but it is a nice idea.
It's got to be working somewhere, probably in scrims.
Yeah. Narrate gets up to his ultimate really, really quickly here. A lightning start. And he's been good, like I've said, on all 3 of the maps today. But it just hasn't made the difference necessarily. It's still been scrappy. But they have a round concocted. Louder in the right place at the right time again to try to challenge this in A lobby.
A lobby fight occurring. Sending it flying forwards here as well. This is hard committal with these bodies here, but an near side is good enough for the paranoia. You can't escape your fate. Kind of dropped down by the former teammate, and Zekken might be paving away a bit further forwards here. Dash to the side though. Not quite there. There's a flash into the corner, narrowly avoided. Dodge, Duke, Kawazine steps up to the challenge once more. Round to the side. He's got those reinforcements arriving. Lucho sidestepping with the bullets. That's Narrate. Answers back rapidly at that. And this guy, I mean, it's never ending.
He's making the difference here. He's been playing great all day. Got his Hunter's Fury online, took a tag onto Kawazine. And that gave the confidence for Zekken to run in and try to get that kill. Didn't get it though, and it took Narrate slowly working his way forwards, being cautious of all of the peaks coming out from the flooding players, and managed to take down all 3.
Marshall, take over, bro. You're so... Let's go.
He took over last time they played on Haven. He demolished EG. But Silly was saying on the desk, he didn't really even get tested in that game. Was hoping that Loud would test him a little further. As yet, he stepped up to the challenge.
And we're seeing cheeky plays in order, of course. That's a rapid shot to answer back from Lucho. Straight to the dome of bang, but already damage is being done. Kills need to be reclaimed here. You've got to be watching for all available angles. Zekken has been dropped. Bit of patience play still. Cleaning them all up. Kawazine now with 20 health. There's a multitude of weaponry to pick from. Not going for it though.
No, he's not going for any of it, because actually the guns have been dropped pretty far away in A lobby, and he just wants to try to take the timing.
Wait a second. That's a shot to the head, straight through the wall.
Too weak.
Yeah.
With only 20 health, not much that he could do in that situation. Let's take a look at the ultimate situation here. Taeho ult for the defenders, for Kawazine, and on the attack side, a breach ultimate to work with. So an opportunity for them to crack a strategy just around John QD's ult here. DG.
Oh, it's fine. Take it. No. Ah, it's all right. I was going to fizzball.
They're talking about who wants to take the plant at the end, the plant point. Djazine has picked up that operator. This was your big win condition that you highlighted. But they're going completely away from him at the start of this round. Actually, the A long control, a fake. And now walking back into this mid pressure.
And Loud got more plans for themselves. Lots of bodies here. Pancada gonna try to escape. Double TP to try and get the hell out of dodge. SEN were quick to pounce onto that one, and here's another play being made.
That's so good.
He just slinks his way all the way up through C-Long.
Off the back of all of that mid-pressure, Zelsis walks up C-Long. Somehow manages to evade the timing on the operator watching that. Loud have got a call. A horrible decision to save here. And they're not going to get the gun on Luke Show. Narrate really is taking over. I mean, he's finding so many opportunities to exert his will upon the game. But this round, got to give credit to Zelsis for finding phenomenal lurk timing.
140 jobber. Loud just need to keep these guns intact.
And I think Loud will look back on this round and just be kicking themselves for Digizine pulling off the timing.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, that damage done prior. We'll see if they can even keep one of these guns in check. The answer's no. 5-1.
Celsius closes.
They're usually distracting once I reveal them.
Yeah, the timing that he caught up C-Long there, though, is superb. I mean, against... The whole purpose of this round was that Digizine was holding C-Long with an operator. You see him still holding it during this timing. And then Celsius walks his way up. I don't know whether Digizine made some noise, maybe heard the footsteps rotating over towards garage or something, but couldn't have been better.
No.
And Loud put everything into that round. Sure, there wasn't any ultimates being used.
Woohoo! The hunter. It's the fake hunter and the real one.
Yeah.
Wow.
But Loud have been economically ruined out the back of that. They put everything into the operator stocks, and the market crashed, and now they've got nothing.
Relatable.
You can stay with me.
Yeah.
It's all right. We can stay with Mimi, she's the only landowner.
That's true. Landlord mentioned. 5-1 though. This is SEN. At this point, you know, I've been using the word in control, momentum, everything else, but it all applies to Sentinels, even now.
Yeah, they're looking completely in control. I mean, it's like they've got a read on everything that's going on in the round. You know, little pump fake over towards A-Long, draws out that fight through mid. They're there to punish the fight in mid, and then they're there to punish the reaction from Digizine. It just doesn't get any better than that.
Yep.
It's exactly how they were visualizing it. Now this looks like an opportunity for Digizine to get some value out of the Neon ultimate. They're going to be stunning, salvoing, running down there with Neon. Can Sentinels control the aggression once more?
Oh, they're actually
doing it off sound.
SEN are playing this one patiently and passively enough.
Trying to find the best value they can off the back of the Neon ultimate, because it doesn't last very long anymore.
Cage triggered.
Salvos, uh-oh, tricky spot to be playing into. You got your cage propped up, gives you a bit of safety, but okay, gun in hand.
He doesn't even get the chance to use the ultimate. I mean, what more are you looking for there?
Yeah. Walking up though into this trip setup. Luke Show not relying onto this one, but when everybody's just steadily crawling up onto the line, a bit of raw spam there. Stinger in hand is not quite the gun for it. Still steps forwards. But second getting tripped up twice in the making. Double TP out and away. Pancada calls for that evacuation, just trying to play his life out. And Cam's going to be spotting out all sorts of business as well. These players are trying to swarm and hunt down the straggler that is Celsius. But as mentioned prior, this guy is the hunter right now. He is the dangers.
He is the Eco Cobra.
Yeah.
He strikes when the money is low. 6-1. This round, I'm confused why Digizine did not trigger the go signal. I mean, he's got a stinger in his hand, but the whole purpose of this round surely is for DG to get set up with his ultimate. I mean, maybe not. Maybe he just wants to use it in a round where he has the op, so that at least you know, when you get overwhelmed, you can pop the Neon ultimate and have some value. But Loud, again, they've got everything in the bank right now. They have the op online. They have 5 ults online. If they can't win a round like this, they're not going to win hardly any on defense.
Tight angle for Digizine. Flash into your face as well. Hopping around. I don't know where that shot went. It's just a little bit wide, but that's a stun connection. Hunter's Fury sidestepping and dodging. Luke Show stays alive for now. Already C-site has been gained. Granted, given up over to Zekken.
Both of the big ultimates are yet to rotate around.
TPs.
All 3 in spawn. They have Tail Hold reach up, but they can't really play to flood. It'll have to be a big set retake.
Hyper aggro. It's SEN just trying to feign like they're holding on to backside control. A lot of you two are going to be expended on top of it.
Dude,
We're
look
going
at
to see
Celsius.
this. Rapid flank going to be occurring. He just needs his team to be buying time as well. You're seeing it. Ults offloaded. Armageddon as well. Straight up the gut. And now Celsius has to be that playmaker. Time is of the essence, but he's got to play it patiently, not give anything away into the moment. Darts up and overhead. A quick tap as well. What is the next line of defense for all of this? TP up close to the top lines. And Sentinels, they're going to scatter Loud to the wind.
Another textbook round from SEN. Setting Celsius up on a deep, deep lurk, and then baiting out those ultimates, making it feel like they're playing on site, forcing the ults out early, and then all playing an off-site setup. Where is that? He's got an ear piercing.
Yeah.
And like I said, if Loud can't win a round like that, where they've used
did something
every
I have
ult,
one more first month than I did last map. Yeah! Yeah!
Just excitement on every front from SEN.
they're playing a pretty perfect game right now. And this is one of the maps that used to be towards the bottom of their pool. They were so struggling on this map when it came to Kickoff. Start of the year, they were banning it. They were playing the Yoru ISO comp and they looked lost on it. But this, they've really found their groove. This is now 2 times in a row that the attack side has looked picture perfect. C-site, nobody home. Luke Show hoping that he can take a duel over towards Garage. Zelsus has actually been more of a monster on the Cypher than Luke has so far.
Seeing a wall up and over into his face, Bang. Just holding down the double doors angle. Down through the back on top of it. It's a bit of a weird one.
Go, go, go.
And Zelsus strikes, yeah. So he was just inserted over towards A, and he gives them those pivot options. Ult online, it's going to reveal all.
Can be slightly dangerous for a player to go for a bit of an aggressive lurk like this, because you risk giving away a rifle, but now he's just given himself and his team the easiest, freest entry back in. Although Loud look like they're poised ready to flood. Salvo's paranoia already could still be a scrap.
Man going down here, stepping forwards into the smoke. It's where it's going to be decided, essentially. Zelsus quickly deals with Luke Show, and that's going to be the ult offloaded, but still, how the hell do you get value out of it? You don't. You just don't. Straight back to the spectator seats, and listen, 10 more bullets in the clip can't help you with that one. Oh my God, a disrespect.
He's styling on him.
Oh boy. No reaction?
No, they're cold. I mean, in their heads, that was like the optimal play to set up John for building up towards the breach ultimate.
He's locked in.
Yes, do you remember when we practiced this one in scrims?
Yes, remember when we practiced our backwards B, hops up the stairs silently.
Through Ivy, he's a speed demon.
But our former teammate couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Crossing up Bancada. It's a pity they didn't win the pistol, because it would have looked cleaner, wouldn't it?
There's a stun. Push them back. There's a second's time to shine. Fortline's going to be slowing them down a tad. Heavy committal as well from the Sentinels. They've got a lot of bodies here to try and lay siege into the A site, but they're going to give this one up. Digizine reveals his hand with the operator shot that just went wide here, so different direction to be taken now for Sentinels. Pressure exerted by Zelsus up through mid. It's going to be the breaking. Needs to be a response realistically from Loud as well to try and clear up some of this space. But Bancada, flash to the corner, tight to the corner. No one's cleared it out, but it doesn't even matter. Luke Show himself. Second, already forwards into the fight and might be able to just slip all the way behind, but NoFF is going to be revealing the job entirely. Can't quite take that timing. Just feigns like he potentially could be. Gets his team straight back into it. Bang is also just trying to fake like he could be lurking up towards A. Util's used and the cam just spots it out entirely. Salvos the next level and layer to all of this. Luke Show is online.
And it looks like he's ready to get this ace. Bang. Might end up walking straight into this.
30 seconds left.
Drop and exchange of the gun. Bang. He's got plenty of money, doesn't need to be worrying too much about that one. Just wants to do economical damage at this point. But he's just been highlighted, and that's an ace. Secured up, Luke Show. We're waiting for him to really show up.
This round, a bit chaotic for Sentinels. You could see what they were going for, but the pivot through Garage after that B exploration didn't quite work. And a lot of players just kind of getting caught out in the open.
Yeah, make sure to follow iBuyPower on socials, hashtag unlock your ace. Lots of giveaways to be happening. And Luke Show, you can tell he's happy with that one. Fist bumps out.
At the same time though, I mean that, you know, it's an ace, but they're down 8-2. They need way more than that.
Need every single round they can get here. To just with the operator again. Core part of the playbook for Loud when they're on their defense of this map, but he doesn't really get too much value. Instead, it's a pivot that's called for. Straight up through into Garage. Trip's going to be dealt with and deals with. Luke Show's just trying to at least delay him by a bit of time here. Bancada chooses that time to strike, but now he's the one being squeezed. Revealed his hand a little bit too early, but he cuts up the ankles. Luke Show and Bancada, they become that 1-2 punch. Heavy-handed with the swings, and Digizine just comes in delayed, but necessary. Third round added to the tally. One more potentially Loud can work with.
They decided to fight. They decided to brawl.
They found my wire.
I mean, they were getting overwhelmed by Sentinels in the prior rounds, and now they're just choosing their timings and choosing to scrap. Luke picks up another 3 in this round. Jazine's had some difficult shots and hasn't quite been able to land them, but throughout it all, Luke Show's been there. If they can get up to 4 and win a pistol, suddenly it doesn't matter that they lost 8 rounds in a row. But that's a tough ask still, even at this point.
Spotted out the Jazine. Deep calm, and Zelsis not willing to really step over.
Headed to Luke Show. There's a one-way cage.
What? He's just pulling that one out 20 seconds into the round.
Yeah, a bit of a weird timing to be going for it, for sure.
Second one for good measure. Throws this one down here. Keeping that drone to try and clear close. That's broken though, and it's trying to bait Kawazine in. Something is going to be smelling off here for Sentinels if they're aware. They've got all their faculties. There's a flash and a peek around to the side, and Digizine, I don't even know if they're realizing that Kawazine's still there, still SEN. Don't like the look of it. Over towards A is a dangerous place, and down towards the back of B now. Still tripped. Belly broken, a bit of punish inside. Luke Show's just laying down some heavy fire suppressive element. Aftershock as well, seeking to delay. This is Loud. Surrounding, slowly tightening the net.
You have to fight over one of these connectors, and they don't look like they're in position to.
Well, here it is, rolling thunder though. Asking you shall receive.
But
They're
who
going to try and push
follows
the
up?
back all the way up. Who is following up? That is the question. Intruder smoke. And it's all he won't save you. Luke Show just narrowly off the mark with that one. Significant amount of damage done to John QT, and up a flash as well to push them back.
Here's
Here's
this
a
fight.
fight in through Garage. Narrate just strikes from the side. The critical one to Jazine in and through. Sentinels. They're just filling the streets with blood. 2 years is finished. And a 9-3 half. Sentinels can be happy with it.
Scrappy end to the half there from Sentinels. Having to make something out of nothing with that ult. Nobody really in position to be able to play off it. John does it himself, dives into the smoke, picks up the kill onto Luke. And then Narrate finds a nice timing onto Pancada to be able to pull that one out. Being able to find player advantages in tight spots.
Nice!
And those are normally the spots where Sentinels have been struggling so far this year. Playing off each other well though for a 9-3 half.
And they've set themselves up beautifully for the slam dunk finish here in this series. A potential chance to lock up a top 4 playoff spot. We'll see on the other side of this. Just treated to an absolute masterclass first half here on Haven by Sentinels. Just dishing it out on a silver platter, forcing Loud to eat it. And 3 rounds is really all Loud have as a bit of buffer, wiggle room here. Obviously puts a lot of importance onto the pistol round itself, but listen, if I see it going Sen's way, we're going to be singing their praises and honestly just rolling out the red carpet for them landing a spot into the playoffs.
We'll see what they've got planned here on their pistol. Didn't really have to see too much of it last time, but Loud pulled off a bit of a comeback over towards Split, made things at least interesting over there, forced an enormous play out of Bang to close. They'll be hoping they can do something similar.
Shock dart, that is monstrous damage.
Enormous damage.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to do the maths mentally, but that's a lot. Slightest of breeze is going to be bringing down some of those Loud players. They're not careful, and here's the second one. Lays it all the way down, up and over this long-range artillery, and an attempt to punish. Already gliding all the way into this fight. There's a lot of damage done. Needs to be the reinforcements, and oh wow, Second just trying to slip his way in through that anchoring smoke, but didn't realize that timing and tempo was taken by Loud already.
He did a good job to stay alive in the midst of all of that. Got 10 HP. Still have an aftershock to try to keep out the first wave of this retake, but double flash available to Sentinels, and the Recon's back in 5. They go early.
Oh my goodness, defense is ordered. Pancada needed a bit of a bailout, and he's going to be receiving it. Still, Sentinels just trying to take this one through stray shots. Potentially finding it here with the damage done to Digizine. It's a 2v2 at that. Still, health advantage for Sentinels. Walking all the way around here with a fault line, swinging in and trying to make that play happen. John QT left into that 1v1. Isolate the fight and win it out entirely. Time!
He's got it.
It's on his side.
What a recovery there from Sentinels. It was looking like Loud would still be able to get the job done even with such little health values on their side. I was worried when Sen just sent it on the first wave too. They ran into the aftershock, went before the recon dart, but it ended up being the right call. And John clutches it up. 14 and 3, by the way. John and the Ray on this initiated duo are diffing their opposition on Loud. It makes sense, because it's not like Tui's as long in this role as initiator. It's his first time picking it up. Was a duelist main, went over to Smokes, went over to Sentinel. He's been around the houses trying to find a secure position in Tier 1.
Yeah, just doing it all, but
not even a force here.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Not even a force, Brent.
Loud, it's 3 to 10. You're not opting to force and invest everything. At least for the Stingers to try and engage. You're hoping you can drag this one all the way back. You're essentially giving Sen the 11th round at this point. Now you do have open and easy access over towards B, and Digizine all the way in, and that's a shotgun into your face. You've got to be careful about that one, and a gun reclaimed, picked up. Bulldog.
Bang was worried that this was actually going to be a split into A. He didn't go and help Narrate.
Spike planted.
There are players everywhere.
Yeah, suddenly it's looking much more winnable with a kill like that. Yeah, laying claim to all sorts of lives. Luke Show will not be stopped. Upgraded for himself here, but with Loud, complete control of backside B, the A-Link extremity. A spike planted for it. Sen. So I find myself eating my words, to be honest, saying that they were going to get up to 11. You can blame me.
I mean, that's definitely what Loud were going for. I think it was the right decision to force into this round. They didn't, and they just win it anyway. I guess the Bucky was enough of a force buy.
Yeah.
And the confidence to just burst through B, run it all the way through the A connector and find value out of that made all the difference. Sen looked like they weren't quite respecting the threat on the other side there. Not necessarily with the way that Narrate died, but with the second player just walking back in through B main. I don't mind that challenge, but this play from Zelsis, probably you can find better opportunities to fight that one together with John. Run it all the way through the A connector. Kaplan starting to get just a tad frustrated. But if Loud start running things back, you'll see him, I mean, he'll be giving the people's elbow to Cuba right in the back there. Tearing the stuffing out.
We don't want to see that.
Sen have got a weird buy, haven't they? Outlaw, they're taking a timeout.
Okay.
A tactical timeout after 2 rounds.
Something heard in the comms, perhaps, that Kaplan might not be happy with. I was going to say it earlier when we saw him just, you know, poor Cubit. But
that's a very early timeout.
It is hyper early. I mean, you're round 15.
10-4 up. 10-4 up. And sure, you lost control of that round. But this has got to be to do with people getting maybe a bit too lax in the comms or something. It can't be a strategic component. You've only seen a pistol and a follow-up from Loud. There's nothing you can hook into.
It's keeping the attitudes in check, I think, ensuring that you close out wins when you get leads like this. Pretty important you don't let it slip.
And it did nearly get away from them on split.
Yeah.
They were 12-6 up, had 6 opportunities to finish.
Bang didn't show up.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, there is a slim possibility that it could have been a 2-0, but it didn't quite get that close. Loud was still just fighting to get it to OT on that one. So, with the coaches getting to have some very early input in this half, still, eyes, attention drawn back over to Zekken and Bang. A
decent amount of util now just to try and push the rate away. Second with a Bulldog hand here. You've got to try and break most of this util coming your way, but Narrate's in the danger zone. There's no anchor smokes to be helping him out here, but they want to try and flick their way in anyway. Zelsis running knife out to try and catch that timing. Slight pocket to play in with the wall up against it, and Aftershock. It's all being used to augment this attack.
Zine looks really good on the entry. He's finding these pockets, being able to play inside of them.
Planted.
Zelsis punishes that reload. Hold on, he's just spotted. Yeah, 3 players, but Luke shows straight from the back. It's a dagger to the back there, Zekin.
These A executes, they are actually struggling, Sentinels, to hold on to them. Narrate is being forced out by the stun that happens over towards default. He runs out as Zelsis runs in. So the idea there is to flood defend, but they're not quite on the same page with it. It's not too bad in this round. This wasn't the most important round in the world, but if that is a pattern that continues into the really crucial rifle rounds, then SEN are going to have a lot of difficulty.
SEN looking to fight over this one a bit harder. John QT, you can see him holding out his arm a little bit wide there with a fault line. Ready to receive either front B or down towards A lobby. There's a cam broken. Zekin has got to respect this one here. There's a big presence. Might be expecting just the one, and Louder feigning like they are lurking up through A lobby with just the one player potentially here, but Digizine is all the way in through the connector, in through the lurk, and he's causing chaos and carnage. Quick to capitalize as well off of most of it.
He's pulled them all off the A site.
Yeah, and this is it. Quick scurry as well, the tempo increase. How does SEN manage? Can they shut down this approach? Narrate from the high ground, there's no smoke in your face and util in your hands to be denied at all. Second, wants to just try and eat up most of these players.
Sentinels had a super crucial decision to make there. They had Digizine flying around like a mosquito towards the back. Do you go back, do you swat him, do you just try to commit to the A flood? And in the end, they decided, all right, we've got to fight towards A. And Pankata had made a bit of an error here, I think. Used that one smoke to try to get in through A lobby, didn't smoke heaven. Allowed Narrate an opportunity to get in, cause a bit of chaos. And the door was open. 5-11. A massive round, because Loud looked like they had the opportunities there. Digizine still in rare form.
It's full on. As you said, Josh, there's no slowdown in terms of that form as well.
Zekin's whole job here, Zekin's whole job is to try to deny this lurk that they've seen Luxio do. Last time when we saw Loud on the attack side of Haven, Luxio's debut, he was just taking so much space, so much free control over towards A. And so Zekin is trying to make it as tough as possible. And he's forcing out drone, he's forcing out another smoke in that area. So now Pankata only has one for the exec on C.
You only heard the one set of footsteps though from Digizine. Still he's called it. Drone to reclear in through mid here. This is going to put the pressure onto Zelsis. He hears the footsteps, the rumble now, and he needs some help and assistance. That's called for. It's going to be that cage into his face a lot. How do you sidestep most of this util coming your way? You want to play inside of it. There it is, Hunter's Fury. Big reveal off to the side. It's exactly what was called for here. The cam to try and pave the way. See if he can find a few more. And bang, will oblige. Helping him out from behind. Over the shoulder with the bullets, but onto a purge. Luke Show trying to make the most of all of this action. Zelsis cannot be cleared out, cannot be denied.
That is a round from Zelsis. Playing that one beautifully. Inside his cage setup, working off the pressure from the rest of his teammates. Utilizing that Hunter's Fury from Narrate, long range artillery support. Then a paranoia comes through from Bang, the whole time tapping the cam,
nice,
using the pings. That's how you play the Cypher. To wait and buy time for the rest of your team to come and flood. That was lovely. And this has put Loud into a really similar spot. We saw this in map 1. It looks so similar to Split. Except the economy is in an even worse spot. Sentinels with 7 opportunities to close, and the economy kind of ruined. They're coming into this next round with a Guardian, 2 Sheriffs.
On the Loud side.
Yeah, it's odds and ends. But if Loud can get this one, then maybe there's still a little bit of hope for them to run something back.
It's tight though. No breathing room. Loud will have to run this one back. As you mentioned, 7 rounds in a row. They're going to be telling themselves, listen, 1 round at a time. But for Sentinels, they've got their eyes on the prize, which is trying to secure up their playoff spot here and now. Keep fate into your own hands.
I think with lighter weaponry, you might be wanting to run some kind of punish onto Zekken. You know that you can smoke him off over towards short, but you could try popping through your own smoke to try to catch him really unawares. And that might allow you to cycle up a Sheriff into a Vandal or a Guardian. Sorry, Vandal or a Phantom.
So here it is, barriers drop down, fault line flying forwards, down against the back wall just from the amount of pressure that Narrate was feeling. You could hear it, rumble of the footsteps, there is that committal of the bodies, and Loud are looking to just vacate, leave the space. It's going to keep Sentinels locking a couple of players, I think, over towards the A site, just in case it's a pause that's inserted, and Loud want to re-hit over towards A site, but we know it's going into a different direction.
This time, Zelsis is playing off-site, so he's not in an opportunity to really get huge anchor value, but he might catch Luke Show.
Luke Show, yeah, just pulling out a dart there, and there's the second one. Okay, falling right into his trap. Zelsis laying siege to this one, picking him apart at the seams. This is a rapid go-around.
Flank retake to avoid 2E's ultimate. They don't want to all be approaching from one direction.
It's so damn fast here. It's a rolling thunder to try and clear their way in through Spawn. On top of it, it's an aftershock. Push them back and slowing them down. And here is the approach from the Sentinels player. This is where you need to find some value. Here and now, Dajim with the answer back. But John QT also from the side is laying them out. Haymakers, they have to try and deal with Zekken here while a distraction occurs and triple face up on top of it. Out of table, turn to Sentinels themselves. A 13-5 will put a necessary finish onto the series. They will be going to playoffs.
Dismantling Loud here on Haven. Back-to-back performances on a map that was rough for them at the start of this year, where they've looked pretty much immaculate. Love what Zelsis is doing on this map. Zekken looks super comfortable. Narrate really coming into his own. I mean, what a match from Narrate today. The standout performers, you could argue, were still on Loud with Luke Shaw and Tishazine. But SEN showcased that they are the better team, worthy of a playoff spot.